even like my heels. Yeah, okay, cool. Please. Good idea. Madam Chair, would you like me to get started? Well, we have three. We have the quorum. We have the fourth. Oh, Mr. Coolidge is on online too. Oh, he was on the. So you had to be, I'm just saying. Connor, go ahead. Did you say Coolidge was on there? I don't see.
He was.
Looks like Coolidge dropped off, but we still have. Okay, let's hold on and give him a chance to get back on.
How do we turn off the mic?
You can't
Okay.
turn
so
those
we all
off.
have hot mics. Okay. So, right. Oh, yeah.
Yes. However, the room is hot too, so there are mics in the ceiling.
Okay. So you all know too, you can get picked up by the mics.
I turned off the ones back there, so they really only pick up here. So we should probably. Microphone.
You getting back? And I hate to start you without, so let's give it a second. He's in the lobby. He's coming. Yeah, we'll just wait. Bear with us, folks. We have one more coming in person. Yes.
Yep.
While we wait for Commissioner Coolidge, I would like to remind everyone attending in person today, please silence your cell phones and also keep chatter and conversation minimum, as we have microphones in the ceiling that will record additional noise. Thank you. I was just saying. Good morning, sir. How are you? Like to get started? Yes, ma'am. Go ahead. Good morning. My name is Ana Armenta. I am the Arizona Racing Commission Secretary. Today is June 12, 2025. This is the 736th Arizona Racing Commission meeting taking place in person and by via Google Meet. I will take the roll call. Madam Chair, Franz Contreras here. Vice Chair Olson is absent. Commissioner Coolidge.
Present.
Commissioner Zucker.
Present.
Commissioner Pavish.
Present.
Thank you. We have a quorum. It is 10:09 a.m. and the word is yours. Thank you and welcome everyone. I appreciate everybody getting down here in this warm June meeting. We're going to start the 736th Arizona Racing Commission meeting, June 12th, and drop right down into item B, which is the review, discussion, and possible action of B1 Turf Paradise Monthly Summer Progress Update presented by the department and by Turf Paradise permittees. I'm also going to ask if anyone does want to present or discuss on this item, that if they have not been sworn in, we're going to do so just so we can keep everything on the record regarding this matter. So with that, do I have an update from staff?
Yes, we do. Would you like to swear me in?
Yes, sir, and you understand you're still under oath as well?
Yes, I am. I'm just,
She's gonna swear through.
Does he need to be sworn in again?
Yes.
Okay, let's do that. Please raise your right hand. And do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Please state your name for the record.
Juan Carlos Estrada.
Thank you, Mr. Estrada. Go ahead.
Okay, so a quick update,
Someone's mic needs to be.
in your packet, you guys received an input from the department. I just want to follow up on that. I've made 3 visits so far, June 3rd, June 5th, and June 10th. As stated in the packet, very little progress has been noted. There's approximately 6 employees working on the backside. I've only witnessed 3, and a lot of props to them. They try hard. I agree with Mr. Francia that he has a good crew of 6, but the projects are a little too many for only 6 employees and 3 to be constantly witness working out in the backside. With that said, we'll continue to monitor. I do have a spreadsheet where I'm keeping track of all these observations, and I will continue to report to the commission. You guys have any questions?
Any questions from fellow commissioners?
As far as the progress of, yes, ma'am, as far as the progress goes, what have you seen and
So there's only probably 2-3 areas where I've seen them really put some work. It's mainly on the main track. I've seen a number of 2 employees, sometimes 3, putting panels on. There appears to be only a small section done. There was a section reported where they dug a trench for an electrical work back in June 2nd or something. Some date like that. That hasn't been moved since. I also seen a fire and other companies do minor work. I'm not exactly sure what they're conducting. The other thing noticed was the demolition of the L road. That has been demolished. I did witness only one person doing the demolition there. There's still a lot of debris on the outside. With that said, anything else, I have not seen any improvement or any movement, any other area.
thank you.
I have a question. Mr. Estrada, included in our package were some photographs that I believe Turf Paradise provided, or did you provide these?
Those were provided by Turf Paradise.
And they show work being done on the turf course.
So that there was a small section. I think it looked like they were appearing to fix a hump on the turf course. It looked like I never saw that product there on the picture. I'm not sure. We'll have to wait for Mr. Francis to give a report on that. I haven't seen any activity on the turf course. I do see the turf course superintendent working on the rails though.
But yeah, also included the pictures where the panels that have been delivered. Apparently some Montana panels have been removed and were on the track.
So all panels have been removed. Again, there is work being at least that I've witnessed out on the main track. All the panels were removed and there's only a small section of the new panels being installed. I don't think that means they're completed. They're just installing them. It looks like there's work still to be done as far as making them flush so that they're safe when they're completed.
And then perhaps Mr. Francia can speak to this, but would the sequencing of the work be to first install the panels on the main track before turning attention to the track surface itself?
That would be a question for Mr. Francia. I would probably tend to agree with your assessment there, but again, I'm not the lead of the projects.
Sure. Sure. And the reason I ask is, at least from the photographs, it appears that progress is being made, and I'm just trying to get my head around whether or not there's been a unreasonable delay or whether that's just the way that these projects get sequenced. Because
Yeah.
it appears it's heavy equipment that's going out on the track with panels and wouldn't make any sense to work on the track surface until you got that done.
So I think that, so there, so we're talking about the main track. I don't think the main track work actually starts till later in the, when it gets closer to racing on the third track, which is the grass track. That one, I would tend to agree that would probably be the best way to approach that, since there will be equipment on that grass if they choose to replace that railing completely.
In regard to the demolition of, that means the L row,
Correct.
that's been accomplished. They just have to haul away the scraps.
They just have to, correct.
And the trenching that you saw for the electrical, that's been completed at least within the past 10 days, and they just have to finish.
The trenching, all I've observed is just the trench. There's tubing around it, as you can see in the picture. I don't think some of those tubes have moved since my first visit.
We have, Commissioner Zuber, do you have questions?
Yes, I'd like to ask Juan a couple questions. Juan, in your professional opinion, I'm hearing you say that they have insufficient staff to accomplish these dozens of items. There's 2 pages in your inspection report. Many items have yet to even be touched, as you just recently referenced. So would it be your opinion that they need an army, not just their immediate staff, to accomplish this in a reasonable time?
Sir, thank you for your question. Now, again, this is only my opinion, and my opinion only. I'm not a professional by any means in any construction work or anything, but again, like I stated, I've witnessed only 6 employees out on the backside, 3 of whom I continuously see working. The others, I momentarily see and don't see them. I would tend to agree that they need a bigger crew out there, bigger crew of professionals that focus mainly on certain items. Again, I praise the employees that Mr. Francis has out there. They are hard workers, but the project is a lot bigger than for better term, 3 employees really conducting all the work.
So may I conclude that you're disappointed in the initial 30 days of progress, and that unless there's a major influx of support, may it be outside vendors, subcontractors to complete this project, it's not likely that it would be on time before end of season or our term of the temporary permit. Is that correct?
So at 30 days, I would stay neutral. I've seen things happen very quickly with the right people. In regards to that, I think it's a little too early for that determination. So I'll stay neutral.
Well, appreciate that, sir. You've done an excellent job in documenting the progress so far. In my professional opinion, because I have had an opportunity of working hands-on in projects of this nature to this level, it will take an army. And I believe if the turf folks can step up and provide that support and utilize their staff more as a consultant and bring in some professionals, get these jobs done, we should be on time and we should be able to get this completed. So it's really in the hands of Turf Paradise, not the department. But thank you for your inspections and your review of this project.
You're welcome, sir.
Any other comments or questions from commissioners or staff? Turf Paradise, would you like to come up and speak to the report?
This is Jerry Sim. I'd like to
Yes, sir.
comment and I'd like Mr. Francia to comment on the things that were asked. Is that acceptable?
Yes, sir. Mr. Sims, can I ask that I swear you in for the record?
For
please?
sure. Absolutely.
Whoever speaks.
Hold on just a second. Yes, ma'am?
If both are going to speak, both should be sworn in.
Okay, all right. Mr. Sims, can you raise your right hand, please? And
I've raised it. Mhm.
Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. And please state your name for the record.
Jerry Sims.
Thank you, sir. Go ahead.
A few things, you know,
Just a minute.
Mr. Sims, just a moment, please.
Madam Chair, are you continuing to recuse yourself?
Yes, yes. Just as a matter of record, please let me remind everybody that I'm staying out of any discussion or comments regarding the report because it applies directly to the permitting, and I have recused myself from that decision. So.
Excuse me, Madam Chairman, this is Jean Galvin. I'm your independent legal advisor. Thank you for the reminder of your recusal. I would ask then that you hand over the reins of the meeting to run the meeting to another commission member so the recusal can remain clean and absolute. Thank you.
Sure. Absolutely. Let's just keep this record clear. So I'm going to ask, since our vice chair is not available, Mr. Coolidge or Commissioner Coolidge, would you be happy to take this on for me, please?
Yes, ma'am. No.
Absolutely. Okay. Commissioner Coolidge is going to take over on item B on the progress report and any questions or oaths of office. So thank you.
Mr. Sims, you're sworn in if you want to give comment.
yes, thank you and allowing me to address you and Chair Lady and commissioners, Department of Racing and Director. You know, it's interesting. I've been doing this 25 years and we have, yes, as late as yesterday, I talked to the head of my maintenance and he said he'll have no trouble completing his tasks prior to the deadline. And we're doing more than we're being even asked to. As an example, there was a question about turning lights so on the morning so that there'd be good light for those working horses early. We could have done as we were asked to turn the lights in that direction, but instead we bought 2 new fixtures for 2 of the poles and we're installing 2 new poles with fixtures. Things we weren't asked to do. I know there's a perception, or I feel like there's one, that last season that we didn't do much, you know, and we're having to be pushed along. So I had my general manager and my controller, Patty Shakur, make a list and put a number on them. And I'll just read this short list to you. And this is some of the things that were done prior to last season when maybe there's a feeling of misunderstanding that we didn't do much. Heavy equipment repairs, that alone was $282,000. Lease 4 new case tractors, renovations of the stable area and restrooms, renovation of the main track per HISA standards. Purchase a GPS system for the blade, that was $80,000. Dylan Alvarez as a track advisor, leased 3 water trucks, purchase of 2 new racing harrows, lease of the blade, purchase of 360 aluminum panels for the main track rail, purchase of 2,000 tons of 100 mesh sand for the main track, barn repairs, water line fire system, jockey's quarters, new sauna, and redoing some work in the living quarters, potholes, purchase of a rototiller, work in the Ador Racing office and paddock office, PA system repairs, underground storage tank removal, reconditioning and reseeding of the turf course, purchase of a cutting harrow, redoing both of the starting gates, which we do annually, purchase of additional horse ambulance, purchase of screen for test barn, and built a 12,000 gallon water storage. So those are some of the things that we did. Those came to $1.4 million, and there's more costs involved. It doesn't include a lot of internal costs. But I sent over in the last 48 hours to the director some updates from my staff so that you can see item by item where we are on that item. I think it's, after 25 years of me doing this, it seems a little unfair to say, count heads out there and say we need X amount of people. We know what we need to get done, and we know if we don't get it done, what the penalties are for not doing it. So, and by the way, it's hard to understand why if something didn't get done, and I'm planning to do it all. My staff is planning to do it all. Things should be put into proportion. I got a phone call from John Roach this week from HISA. He said, I want to tell you that you weren't the number 1 or 2 lowest fatality rate. You were the number 1 lowest fatality rate. And understand, we do not have all horses that go to the Triple Crown. That does not include morning workouts. They don't include that, or quarter horses, but it's treated the same for every track in the country. And I congratulate all of our people that worked on that, which would include the horsemen with the veterinarians, the staff at ADOR, and Turf Paradise staff for accomplishing that. But it's something we should all be proud of. And we're getting low down on, if somebody would have told you how many people does it take for us to take down the L road, somebody might have said you need a dozen construction people. I've seen it. We know what we're doing. It's all been leveled. It's all going to be removed. We know what we're doing. And by the way, anyone that saw that fire on the news, we had complied with 6 different people in the county and in the state and the fire department and the fire marshals on how we could spread the material and then deal with what we do with it. The city inspector came in and said, no, I want it all in one pile. We had it where we were allowed to do it to spread it. When it got in one pile, guess what? It caught on fire. We could have told them that. We have 25 years of experience and know what to do with it. So, and that's going to be dealt with. But I wanted you to know in doing our jobs, we really know what we're doing. And when I called Sal Valesco yesterday, and I said, Sal, I've seen your reports, and I want you to all to get those reports, the up-to-date ones. We were only asked to do this once a month, but Mr. Mayor has been doing it twice a month. And when I get reports like I just got updates, I immediately forward those to the director to distribute to the commissioners. So you can see item by item where we are. Instead of someone walking around and saying, oh, I saw this, right? These are specific to each item. And I think you'll be pleased when you see it, because they're going to be done ahead of time, in my opinion. But we're all going to be done with our projects. Something that happened inadvertently, I believe, I don't think the commission meant to do this or understood the ramifications of what I'm going to tell you. We send stall applications out in August. And a stall application is really a contract with the track and the horsemen. And the horsemen need, because we have such a long meet, they come in and put their kids in school, they find housing, and there's a number of things they have to do to be able to come to the meet. I can't send stall applications out in August. I want to say that again. I cannot send out stall applications in August if we're not going to be approved until September, which means horsemen will go other places. I had a horseman call me yesterday, and he said, Jerry, if that's the case, I'm going to stay in Iowa. We're not coming. So I would suggest that either have a special meeting or at the July meeting to put on the agenda to approve our 3-year permit. 1 year has already gone by, and to make it conditional, if you want, that we complete the projects. And if you do that, I have enough confidence that we're gonna do that, that I will then send out these applications. Because understand that when I send an application, when my racing department sends it out, and the trainer responds which horses they're gonna bring, we both sign that paper. And we then have a contract. And so I need to have some certainty conditioned on me doing these projects, which, as I read you what we've done in the prior years, I don't want you to think we sit on our hands, but every year we do these summer projects. And as I told you, we're doing more than we're being asked to do. But I would ask you to put that on for your consideration, because I don't think you intended to cause a situation where trainers weren't going to come and we're not going to be sending stall applications out. Thank you for the time. Mr. Mayor, you might want to update some things also.
Mr. Mayor, we probably have to have you,
Are there any questions? I'm sorry. Are there any questions of me?
I'm gonna have questions, but I'm gonna ask that Mr. Mayor raise his right hand if he's gonna testify.
Commissioner Coolidge, please ask him to state his full name.
Mr. Mayor, can you state your full name?
Vincent Francia.
Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you, sir. Go ahead.
I think the first thing I'd like to address is the manpower issue, since that seems to be a concern of the department and the commission. Right now, I have not only the exact people I need to get the project accomplished, they're the ones that I want there because they've been through this drill before. The panels that they're putting in for the main track, which is very important, that to bring the main track into safety compliance with ISA and to make our jockeys feel comfortable that the rail is safe. These are men that I've worked with before. They know exactly what to do. Everything that we're doing right now is on a schedule that's in my head, and we're meeting the schedule. In 2.5 weeks, the main rail will be finished. Since the panels have arrived, all the panels are here, I can now, with my plant superintendent, move to the next project, and that is the rail on the turf course. That rail has needed some work for some time. We know exactly what to do. So what I'm saying, it may appear on the surface, bring more people in, but if time has to be spent training those people to do something that's very specific to racetrack work, then I'm not really making up much ground. The people that I'm bringing in little by little have worked at the racetrack for years, and they have a skill set to accomplish a purpose. There is an end game to this, and by that I mean a deadline, and that is the month of September. I'm in contact with ISA at least once a week, and that's when they want to come in and do their annual review, which really has a lot to do with the surface of the main track. The main track was brought up earlier, and that is something I am waiting on to things shake out with people who have worked for us, but have been offered other employment at the racetracks in a foreign country. And the young man is very young. It's a wonderful opportunity. And I encourage him to do what a 26-year-old should go out and learn about the world. If that does not come through, he's going to be working at Del Mar this year. He's at Del Mar. He's with Dennis Moore, who's the recognized master of this particular art of track maintenance. What I would like, selfishly, is for him to be back at turf for the race meet. But I don't have to make that decision now. The K row, which was, the L row, which was demolished. Right now, I'm dealing with the different alternatives of moving everything off property. Obviously, it cannot be left like that. The department did request that I keep the commission updated once a month. I'm doing it twice a month because things are moving very quickly. And the information I send out is to keep the commission updated what we're doing. But back to the original concern, which is we don't have enough manpower. I don't need people out there that really don't know what they're doing, and we're going to have to spend time, training. The other thing is whenever I need something, Mr. Sims, and goodness, what is it, 25 years that I've worked for him, he has never turned me down. If I say, Mr. Sims, I need this, do it. That's always been his answer, do it. We spend a great deal of time in discussion over the years. Everything we did this year was because of a discussion Mr. Sims and I had at the beginning of the meet and before the meet. And this is so you understand the background of why we do what we do. And that discussion was centered around, Mr. Sims, I feel all your efforts, meaning monetary efforts, it's his money that's being invested, should be earmarked for the safety of the racehorse. Everything should have that in mind, what we're doing and how we're spending your money. The result of the expenditure of that money, and I know the commission does not have the list yet. I'll leave the list with Director Johnson so you can see what we've done, has brought about something that the state can be proud of. We are number one or number two, I'm not going to argue over that position, in the lowest fatalities, racing fatalities in the country. And this is a small track in Arizona that does not have the notoriety, nor the financial wherewithal, or the manpower, or the equipment that Saratoga does, or Del Mar does, and yet we came in first in something which is critical to the centers, and that is the welfare of the racehorse. So that's where all our focus went. That's what the discussion I had with Mr. Sims, that put all your resources towards that. You will notice when you get the list of the equipment, everything on that list is directed in one way or the other towards the welfare of the racehorse, because without that, we don't have a sport. And I don't need to preach to the commissioner of the department that the sport is still magnificent, still beautiful, it's also in trouble. Specific questions, I would be happy to answer, Madam Chair.
Any questions from any commissioners before I launch mine?
I have questions for Mr. Sims.
Go ahead, sir.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner.
Mr. Sims, you've made a request, and it's not for the commission at this moment, but in the context of the things that we're talking about, I think it makes sense to bring it up now. You've made a request to have an early consideration of granting a permit. And I don't think it's any secret that the commission is greatly frustrated with the lack of progress that was made on accomplishing all the things that were identified a year ago. And if I understood what you said accurately, what you're hoping for is to be granted a permit in July that, once again, is based upon your promise that these things will be accomplished sometime in the future. And cards face up on the table, and it's not before the commission for a vote, but my sense is there's clearly no appetite for that among the commission. So my question to you is, if you really want to have an early consideration of the granting of the permit, and by the way, I fully understand why we're a unique track in that we can offer the 1,200 some horsemen and folks who are associated with this industry here certainty with their schedules. It's unique in North America to have a meet that lasts 7 months. It allows horsemen to have families who are in school and spouses who are employed. So I'm a big proponent of trying to keep this thing going. But having said that, the ball's really in your court for accomplishing these things that were identified to a year ago. So the question that I put to you is, if you really want to have consideration early, are you able to commit that you'll have all these things done? Because I don't get the sense at all that anybody's interested in kicking the can down the road any further.
Sure, I didn't hear who was asking the question. I missed that part.
Yeah, Jim Pash.
Oh, yes, sir. The commissioner, the answer is yes. And I believe the items that I read off were items that I did not put off that we had done, were not complete. Water trucks became a big deal. I went out in 5-6 days and came up with, maybe it was 10 days, and switched the 20-foot booms over onto those new trucks. But I'm fully committed to do everything on that list. And let me tell you, if you looked at my cell phone, you'd see that I make about average 20 calls a day to Turf Paradise. And I am in every trench of all of this because I understand the importance to the commission and to the department and to my horsemen and staff, because I don't want to see this end. And I don't think it should, because we have accomplished a lot as far as the fatality rate. But yes, the direct answer to your question is, and thank you for the question, I will accomplish all of it. And if I don't, then I've done it all for nothing, because you can hang that over my head and say, well, if you don't get those done, we're approving you, but if you don't get them done, it's conditioned on that. So I would be going through a lot of effort and not be approved for my permit. So I have every incentive to do that.
Up to you, but I just want to make sure that you and I are effectively communicating. What I was trying to impart to you is, I don't believe there's any appetite for giving you yet another conditional permit. These things need to be done, and if they're not done, then the chips are going to fall where they're going to fall. So the question that I put to you is, you really think you can do this in the next 30 days?
Well, is 30 days, I don't know is that what, is there a reason you mentioned 30 days?
Well, you asked for the commission to consider granting you a permit sooner than September. So,
Yes, I wouldn't have everything done when you would, in other words, if there's no appetite to do it, then what will happen is we won't send out stall applications in August. I'll finish all the project because I'm committed to that. So I'll get everything done by September, when you folks had said that was when you, and I think the reason for September, I remember it being said, was if there's something that's still not done by the 1st of September, that would give me time to do something additional. It wasn't a kind of a drop dead date where you're going to do it by September 1st. It was September 1st is the target date, but if there's something that still has to be done, we have time between then and October when the horses come in. But the answer is, what I would do if there's no appetite is move along, finish my projects. In September, send out stall applications after I get the approval, assuming I get it, if I got it in September, and just see who shows up as far as horsemen to come to the track. Because stall applications can't go out in August if I don't have a permit. And I'm willing to have it conditioned on doing these things, but if there's no appetite, then so be it. I'll finish the projects, and then after I get approval, I'll send out stall applications. I just can't send out those applications and put everybody at risk, because horsemen are then depending on it and we're dependent on it. So I can't do it if we don't have that approval. That's my point, but I understand your point.
thank you.
Commissioner Zucker, do you have your hand raised?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Mr. Sims, first off, congratulations on the low fatality rate. That's an amazing feat, and that's quite respectful. I further agree with your need, and it's a reasonable request, to have some type of assurance to get these stall applications out in a timely manner. And reiterating what Commissioner Padish had restated a few minutes ago, it's really in your hands, sir. It's not in ours. If you can show the department, demonstrate to the department, I see a list, an inspection list with about 100 items. And I agree with Vince that he needs to keep the staff focused on specialty items, staff that have been trained for this industry. But there are dozens of items on this list that are not industry specific and could be delegated to outside contractors. So what I ask of you, sir, is if you're looking for some type of insurance sooner than later, then demonstrate to us, mobilize the armies and get this stuff done in a timely basis. So when we come back in 30 days, we can revisit the update and see the substantial progress. And if the department presents to us a reasonable progress completed, then it's something we can evaluate at that time. But based on the last 30 days, yes, your staff is working hard, but we keep going back. Well, there's enough staff is what I'm hearing said, but there's 100 items, the majority of which yet to be addressed. So from an operational perspective, I can't see 6 individuals or whatever limited staff you have accomplishing this list in a reasonable time. If you wish to have our my support, then let's get it done. And it's in your hands, sir, to present that and provide that for us.
Yeah, I appreciate your question and your statement. I don't know about a list of 100 items. So maybe we're not looking at the same list, and perhaps if I saw that list, I would agree with you. Maybe you could give it to the director to send to me, and if I see 100 items on there and see what you're seeing, then I will agree with you if they're not industry specific. You know, if you're, but I'm not aware. The list I look at that comes to me is maybe a dozen or two dozen at the most. I don't see 100 items on there.
So, sir, I'd like to clarify some of that. So,
Mr. Estrada, please go ahead.
just for clarification, Mr. Sims, a lot of those things is one item.
I can't quite hear you. I'm sorry. I can't quite hear you.
Just for clarification, a lot of those things, one of those items in one of your lists may signify 10 things, right? When we're talking about backside cleanliness, we're not only talking about a trench, we're talking about barns being, there's, you know, trash all around. There's grass that needs to be cut. There's barn roofs that need to be inspected. There's, so when Mr. Zucker is probably referring to 100 items, that's probably what he's referring to, more of the cleanliness of certain items. Another example would be the jockey's quarters, right? The jockey's quarters is not only one item. We're touching up on the sauna. We're touching up on the rest, on the kitchen. We're touching up on, so every one of those items may have 10 sub items that need to be addressed.
I see what you're saying. Well, let me address what you said, if I may. The items that are cleanup items, you know, for example, you'll see on the list, if you don't have that, you'll be receiving from the director that I sent in the last 48 hours rather. In the jockeys, not the jockey, in the sleeping quarters that we have, I think there's 87 of those rooms on the backside where grooms can stay. The fire marshals were in for us to redo broken things, you know, sprinklers that get broken, things that people just, the inhabitants have broken. That stuff's all, you know, I think those are all completed. I want to say that. When I looked at the list, I'm trying to think down the list, and I think those were completed, but you'll see on the list. There may be things like you say barns, and there's hundreds of barns. You know, we get big rains that come in the season, and a lot of that cleanup happens after that occurs. And yes, we could bring in laborers to cut grass. And if we don't have it done, believe me, we'll have that done. And now each trainer cares for their own barn area. Some plant flowers and make it the way they want it, some don't. But that's their responsibility, each of those areas by their barn to maintain. We give it to them when we've clipped all the weeds and made it look nice, and then they take care of it. But I understand what you say about sub items, and you're saying like jockey quarters, and that includes many items. Mr. Mayor, you might want to address some of those things because you're familiar too.
Well, and I'll jump in there. I don't know if we need him to go through that list. That kind of peers off into my comments, which are first and
Okay,
foremost.
let me respond back to Commissioner Zucker and say, Commissioner, I do want your support. And we need it, if you're going to consider it in August, in July, it of course needs 48 hours ahead to be on the agenda. Now, you don't have to pass it if you take a look and don't like what I've done or what we've achieved. But there's nothing magical about the date of the July meeting, except that you want to see a lot of advancement, a lot more accomplished. But we are accomplishing it. When you see the list and you get it from the director, the updated list, you're going to see an awful lot of items that have already been accomplished. I spoke to the company yesterday on the water trucks, and we're going to have Pony Motors because Pony Motors have been asked for. And they said, yes, they'll send me. I said, would you send me an email? And they said, yes, telling me you'll have the water trucks with Pony Motors. We're moving ahead on, and like I say, I'm in the trench. I'm on those phones overseeing and talking to Mr. Mayor and some of our suppliers to make sure we get these all done. But to answer your question, yes, if we, a lot of those things, if we did them now, if we cut all the weeds now, we'd have weeds before the meat starts. If we, so if we cleaned up everything and trash now, there'd be more trash by the time the meat starts. So we kind of have a rotation in which we do those things, but for the last 25 years, they've all been done. You know, the weeds are gone and the trash is up and so on. We're kind of dealing with the bigger items that are the most pressing, like getting those pieces on the rail, all the old Fontana parts taken out and new rail going in, moving to the turf course rail with new connectors and so on. But I can assure you, I spoke yesterday and I have every confidence, he's been with me all these years, Sal Valesco, and we go across his list and he's included it for your review. We'll have everything done.
Thank you, sir. I'll just give you my comments briefly. First and foremost, as the oldest commissioner on this commission, one thing that we have consistently battled is fatalities in not only the industry, but at the tracks. And I applaud TURF as well as the department and all the efforts that have been put in there. Again, one or two is great. There's always room for improvement, and appreciate all the efforts that are happening there. And that's also why I assume a fair amount of this list is being debated today, because we need to protect those animals. So that's what we're going to be doing, and we're going to continue to do that. As far as asking for a newly agendized item, I would somewhat disagree with Commissioner Padish in that I would be interested in doing so, but only after seeing an agendized list with a schedule attached to it of how and when you're going to get this stuff done. Seemingly, you want to get out an invitation to get these people to sign up to come to your track. You don't want to do that without having this contract. However, I don't want you to do that, not get your stuff done, and those people come to us and say, why did I agree to come to Turf Paradise knowing that you wouldn't get your stuff done? And now I'm sitting here in Arizona with no embrace, because we will yank that contract back from you if you don't get this stuff done this time. So it's a catch-22 scenario. I am frankly more concerned about the horsemen and track workers and people who are impacted and involved by not getting this stuff done. And then the hesitation. I have faith that your team can do it, but I want to see it. I want to see what that schedule is, and then we can hold each other accountable as we move forward there.
Commissioner, I think that's an excellent suggestion. Mr. Mayor, would you take and get the list and talk to each of the people that are working on those things, and Sal in particular, and get a approximate due date for each item? And we can give that to the director to distribute when you have it to the commissioners.
Okay, Mr. Senator.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mr. Coolidge, I feel compelled to correct you. I'm quite sure that Mr. Zucker and I are the oldest members of the commission. You may be the longest.
I just love you. Well, okay, we'll agree to that. Okay, any other comments from the commissioners? Oh, sorry, Commissioner Zucker, I can't really see you. Apologize.
Thank you, sir. So that we're all on the same page, literally speaking, I wish to ask Director Johnson, the Turf Paradise inspection logs that are been inspected by Juan have about 100 different items that I was referencing. It appears that Mr. Sims has not viewed that. Is that an internal document, or is that a public doc? Can we provide that to Mr. Sims for reference?
Yes, sir, Commissioner Zucker, that's an internal document. That document not only includes what's on the list, but I also have a lot of video to demonstrate more of what I'm trying to show internally, so that when I speak, I am corrected if I'm going overboard. So yes, there's in there, there's links to pictures, there's links to videos, there's commentary, my commentary of my observations out at the track. I do check all those items individually, and if I don't, I indicate that on the sheet by not putting my name next to it.
Thank you, sir. It's quite comprehensive and appreciated, because it clearly outlines what we've been discussing here. And if there was a way that this information could be provided directly to the permittee so that they can be on the same page. There seems to be a little discussion concerning what the expectations are. And if this can be provided in a public document form, then we can all be talking from the same list. But I do appreciate all perspectives, and agree with the other commissioners that, yes, we can look at 30 days from now, we could see what the progress is, and that will make the statement. That will provide us, the effort in the next 30 days will be instrumental in providing us the answer if we can address this prior to the September, not deadline, but date of review.
That's fine. My only suggestion in addition would be to make sure it's on the agenda. So if you do decide to go ahead and grant it, you'll at least have it on the agenda.
Very good, sir.
Thank you very much. Madam Chair, do you go to you two?
All right, thank you very much for your comments and input. Let's drop down then to item B2, the simulcast agreement pursuant to ARS 5112U regarding Turf Paradise 1 through 6, Fair Meadows, Los Alamitos, Del Mar, Retama Park, Colonial Downs, and Ellis Park. Do I have any discussion or motions on that matter? Staff? Any comments, updates?
Madam Chair, no updates, just, item B2A 1 through 6. The department would recommend contracts, be approved.
Would that be conditional then upon the permit?
That would be up to the commission if they want to.
Any motions?
Madam Chair, I'd move that we approve Turf Paradise, Fair Meadows, Los Alamitos, Del Mar, Retama Park, Colonial Downs, Ellis Park, conditioned on the fact that they have a operational race meet and approved
Second.
permit team.
Thank you. I have a motion by Commissioner Coolidge and a second by Commissioner Pettis. I will call the roll. Madam French Contreras,
Yes.
Commissioner Coolidge,
Yes.
Commissioner Zucker,
Yes.
Commissioner Pettis.
Yes.
Thank you. With a total of 4 yeses, that motion passes.
Thank you. Let's drop down then to 3A for Turf Paradise 1 through 6, Fair Meadows, Los Alamitos, Del Mar, Retama Park, Colonial Downs, and Ellis Park. Mr. Duncan, do we have any updates or additional information?
Again, Madam Chair, I don't have any updates on the agendized items. Items 1 and 2 are complete. Items 3 through 6 are still missing documentation. The department would recommend that items 1 and 2 be approved. Items 3 through 6 be conditionally approved until the remaining documentation is received from the permitting.
Thank you. Do I have a motion?
Madam Chair, I have a motion. I'm actually going to move to approve items 1 through 6, all conditionally in that they receive all the prerequisite the department receive all the prerequisite documentation as well as the permittee has approved contract.
Second.
Thank you. I have a motion by Commissioner Coolidge.
Madam
and-
Chair, Madam Chair, is
Yes,
that
ma'am.
also conditioned on the permit?
Yes, he did mention permit. Thank you. Connor?
I have a motion by Commissioner Coolidge and a second by Commissioner Pettis. I will call the roll. Madam French Contreras,
Yes.
Commissioner Coolidge,
Yes.
Commissioner Zucker,
Yes.
Commissioner Pettis.
Yes.
With a total of 4, that motion passes with Commissioner approved.
Thank you, folks. Thank you, Mr. Duncan. All right, let's drop down to the information reports. We're going to drop to number 1, the track safety report. Mr. Duncan, would that be you again?
Yes, Madam Chair, there is, since we are not racing, there is no update. Again, we will be having our safety meeting in the next couple of weeks, just to kind of keep everybody together and on the same page.
Great, thank you. Any questions, fellow commissioners? All right. How about budget report? Anything?
Yes, good morning. This is Andrew Hawks with the Department of Gaming.
Good morning.
Okay, I'll be giving the budget report at the end of May 2025. Our cash balance was approximately $1.8 million. The total year-to-date revenue broken out by category here was approximately $1.9 million. The total expenditures against the racing appropriation were $1.77 million. We also spent separate money on the HISA assessment for calendar year 24 during fiscal year 25. Next slide, please. This chart represents our spending per month, our year-to-date spending and the encumbered funds out of the racing fund. We are below the appropriation, which is important. Next slide, thank you. And this represents the end of month cash balance throughout this fiscal year, which is going to end in, I believe, 19 days. Any questions for me?
No, sir. Fellow commissioners?
Ma'am.
No, sir. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Right, we have no legislative update. So we'll drop down to a report on the Horse Racing Integrity and Safety Act. I believe they're not available. Do we have anybody? Yes, sir. Come on up.
My name is Bob Budoff. I'm a member of the Board of Directors of the HPPA, and we are continuing to work with HISA to make sure that there is compliance with all of HISA's requirements so that we can have a safe race meet next year.
Thank you, sir. Permittee reports. Do we have anything from American Greyhound Racing?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Madam Chairperson. My name is John Manning, representing American Greyhound Racing and Apache Greyhound Park. I have only one announcement to make. You're probably aware already that Aaron Feinberg, former GM, has moved on to another occupation, and I have been appointed as owner of all of his duties for American Greyhound Racing. So I will answer to any questions that you might have of American Greyhound Racing from henceforth. I have been told to report to you that we are in process of getting our licensing completed for the next 3 years, and those documents should be forthcoming.
Thank you, sir, and welcome aboard. We appreciate your report.
Thank you.
Let's drop down to 6B, Arizona Quarter Horse Racing Association. We have anybody available? I don't believe so. Arizona Thoroughbred Breeders Association. I believe he's on a plane. Horsemen's Benevolent and Protection Association. And Jockeys Guild. It's clearly summer. All right, let's drop down then, please, to item D, Commission Report. Summary of current events affecting Arizona Racing Commission. Do I have any commissioners that have a report or any comments regarding this item?
No.
Commissioner Zucker, anything?
No, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Anything else for a further agenda in the future?
Madam Chair, if I may.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to explore how we agendize Turf Paradise's request as they've emailed it to the department, knowing that we can always move forward or leave it as an unvoted agenda.
Madam Chair, would you entertain a motion to go into executive session?
Yes, sir.
You're gonna go ahead and move.
So moved.
Second.
All right.
I thought it was-
Thank you. With the motion by Commissioner Coolidge and a second by Commissioner Pettit, I will call the roll. Madam French Contreras,
Yes.
Commissioner Coolidge,
Yes.
Commissioner Zucker,
Yes.
Commissioner Pettit.
Yes.
Thank you. With a total of 4 yeses. That motion passes. It is 11:09 a.m. and we're going to executive session.
Thank you. Would this be this way? Thank you. Would this be in regard to the permit? Okay, then I'm gonna stay out of that and let you guys go ahead and I'll take a little break. All right?
No, you're going to another room.
Yeah.
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 They-
everybody can stay.
We're going to the next room.
Oh, but they can stay.
Everyone can stay. We're going to the next room.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Yes.
okay. Is Jean still on? Is Jean still on?
Looks like we have everyone back. Would you like me to get started?
Yes, ma'am.
I will do the roll call. Madam French Contreras.
Here.
Commissioner Coolidge.
Present.
Commissioner Zucker.
Present.
Commissioner Parrish.
Present.
Thank you. We have a quorum. It is 11:34.
Thank you, everyone, and I appreciate your patience. We were just looking at agenda item E, which is call to the public. Suzanne Parker, are you still on the line?
Madam Chair, could we go to D2?
Oh, my apologies. Thank you. Let's go back up. I missed, agenda item D2. Commission would still like to discuss that matter. Go ahead.
I have a motion.
Yes, sir.
The motion is to place on our July agenda consideration of Turf Paradise's request to move the hearing on its renewal application to our July 10 meeting.
Go ahead.
Second.
Thank you. With the motion by Commissioner Parrish and the second by Commissioner Coolidge, I will call the roll.
Clear discussion.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Um,
Any discussion on the matter?
So that we're not getting mixed signals and perhaps.
Just,
Yes, ma'am.
Madam Chair, are you recusing yourself from this discussion?
I think I am.
Thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Just so that nobody is confused or misled by the motion that's been made and seconded. This is not an indication that the renewal application will be taken under consideration at the July 10 meeting. Rather, it leaves that option available to the commission. Thank you.
Chair, just to add, so from the department's end, we will add to the July agenda for the commission's consideration of TURF's request to move up the hearing, which is currently scheduled for a September hearing. So the agenda item will just be the request to move that up for July. Should the commission deny that request, then the hearing remains in September. Should the commission approve it, then we'll be prepared to conduct the hearing on the department, excuse me, on the department side in July.
Okay. Thank you. All right, Anna?
I will call the roll. Madam French Contreras has recused herself.
Correct.
Commissioner Coolidge,
Yes.
Commissioner Zucker,
Yes.
Commissioner Parrish.
Yes.
With a total of 3, that motion passes.
Thank you, Anna. All right, let's drop down then to the call to the public. And once again, Suzanne Parker, are you on the line? Mr. Nolan, are you available? All right, without a response, then do I have any other announcements other than our next scheduled meeting is at 10 a.m. on Thursday, July 10th. It will be in person, correct, Anna?
Yes.
Here in this room.
Yes.
And with that, I will ask if we have a motion to adjourn. Yes, sir. Go ahead. Yes, sir. Please,
Thank you.
come on up.
Madam Chair, please have him identify who he is.
Yes. And please, can you state your name for the people online?
Sure. This is Francia,
Thank you.
Manager for Paradise. Madam Chair, Commissioners Department. I want to make the request of Director Johnson that I would like Mr. Estrada to come out to the Turf Paradise as soon as possible to go over everything on the departments and the commission's list so that we understand it and I can assign timelines to it. Otherwise, I feel come the July meeting, the commission and Turf are going to be back in this situation, which is not good for the commission and not good for the church. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, sir. Any other comments before we move to adjourn? All right, I'll take a motion.
We do adjourn.
Second.
Thank you. Anna?
Thank you. A motion by Commissioner Fuller and a second by Commissioner Parrish. I will call the roll. Madam French Contreras?
Yes.
Commissioner Coolidge?
Yes.
Commissioner Zucker?
Yes.
Commissioner Parrish?
Yes.
Thank you. The time is 11:40. And this meeting has adjourned. Everyone can please exit if you are online.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you, sir.
I appreciate everybody traveling down.